So why are we doing this? Well, because if we know how to make an equivalent expression using division, we can then get rid of all the decimals and just use long division to solve any of the problems. So here's what I mean by that. Calculate by using long division. First, I want to get rid of the decimal place. So in order to do that, I have to multiply or divide the dividend and divisor by this same multiple of 10. I'm probably not going to use division because I've already got a decimal place. I'm going to use multiplication to get rid of those decimal places. So I can see 1.8 has some tenths. I'm going to multiply both of them by 10, and I'll end up with 18 divided by 0.4. At the moment, that would give me an equivalent answer or a quotient, the same as my original problem. However, I still have this pesky decimal place. Let's get rid of it. I'm going to multiply both of them by 10 again. 180 divided by 4. Now I have two simple whole numbers. That means I can use my long division. Pause here and solve it. Okay, so I've gone ahead and set up my long division here. 4 into 1 doesn't go. 4 into 18 goes 4 times. 4 multiplied 4 is 16. Subtract those, I'm left with 2. Bring down my 0. 4 into 20 goes 5. 4 times 5 is 20, and I'm going to be left with no remainder. A 1.8 divided by 0.04 is 45. All of these would therefore equal 45. They're all equivalent. Okay, our next question, 7.5 divided by 1.25. Pause. Make our equivalent expression, which has no decimal places, and then solve using long division. Pause here and try. So I'm going to use my multiples of 10 to get rid of my decimal place. First, let's multiply by 10. 7.5 multiplied by 10 is 75. And 1.25 multiplied by 10 is 12.5. I still have a decimal place, so I'm going to multiply again. 75 times 10, 750, divided by 125. There's my long division that I'm going to work on that has no decimals. Okay, so now we have a slightly harder problem. I can see that my divisor is quite large, 125. So in order to solve this, I need to do some thinking. Well, if I double 125, that's going to give me 250. 125 times 2 is going to give me 250. Let's double it again. I'm trying to find out how many times 125 will go into 750. If we double it again, that's 500. Let's double it again, times 8. That's going to be 1,000. That's too many times. So, what can I see? Well, I kind of see that 500 to 1,000 is a difference of 500. So 750 is going to be in the middle there somewhere. And I'm going to try 6. If I'm not sure, I'm going to try it out. 125 times 6. 5 times 6 is 30. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Carry the 1. 6 times 1. Aha! 750. Divided by 125 is 6. Therefore, because that was an equivalent expression, 7.5 divided by 1.25 also equals 6. Okay, the next question, 3 divided by 0.12. Pause, and make our expression into an equivalent expression that has no decimal places. Remember, to do that, you're going to multiply each digit, the dividend and divisor, by the same power of 10. So I can see here I want to get rid of my hundredths place. I'm going to go straight ahead and multiply 0.12 by 100 to get 120. And then my 3 also has to be multiplied by 100, so it's 300. Now I have 300 divided by 120. Pause here and solve. Okay, sorry, I just realized I made a mistake. This should be 12, not 120. 0.12 times 100 is going to be 12. So 12 into 300. Well, 12 into 3 doesn't go. 12 into 30 will go twice. And that's 24. Subtract those. We're going to be left with 6. Bring down the 0. 12 into 60 goes 5 times. That's 60. 60 take away 60 is 0. No remainder. So both of these expressions here are going to give me a quotient of 25. Okay, 1.8 divided by 0.004. First step, multiply both divisor and dividend by the same multiple to get rid of the decimal place, to create an equivalent equation. So first I'm going to multiply by 10. So I'm going to have 18 divided by 0.04. Still have that pesky decimal place. Multiply by 10 again. 180 divided by 0.4. Almost there. Multiply by 10 again. 1,800 divided by 4. There's my equivalent expression that I can use to solve this problem. 1,800 divided by 4. Pause and try to solve. 4 into 18. 4 into 1 doesn't go, so I move straight to 18. 4 into 18 goes 4 times. That's 16. Bring down the 0. 4 into 20 goes 5 times. 4 times 5 is 20. Bring down the 0. 4 into 0 doesn't go. 4 times 0 is 0. 0 take away 0 is 0. Nothing else to bring down, and no remainder. All of these expressions will be equivalent to 450. Okay, so our final question here, continuing to use long division. Let me give you a bit of space here. 693 divided by 3.5. Remember, first step, get rid of the decimal place by multiplying by a power of 10. So let's get rid of this 3.5 here. I'm going to multiply that by 10 first to give 35. And an equivalent expression will be 6,930 because I also have to multiply both of those by 10. So now I have a simple, relatively simple, long division, 6,930 divided by 35. Pause and try. Okay, so 35 isn't really in our times tables, so we need to do a little bit of side work to understand how many times 35 can go into our digits here. So 35 into 6 obviously doesn't go. 35 into 69, well, I know that 35 times 1 is 35, so that means that 35 doubled is going to be 70. That's too high. So 35 into 69 only goes one time. 30 take away from 69, 9 take away 5, 4, 6 take away 3, 3. Bring down the 3. Okay, now what? Well, let's keep going with our little side trick here. I'm going to double the 2 again to get to 140. 35 times 4, I know, is 140. I'm trying to get as close to 343 as I can. I'm going to go to 35 times 5 now, and I'm going to use my times 4 and my times 1, and that I can tell that that's going to be 175. Not quite there. Let's double the 5 and get to 10, and that's going to be 450. I don't think that's right. Of course, I meant 350. Whoops. Okay, that's already too high. So I know I'm going to go 1 less 35, and that's going to be 9. 1 group less of 35 is going to be 315. So 35 times 9, 315. 3 times 5 I can't do, so let's regroup here. 13 times 5, take away 5 is 8. 3 take away 1 is 2. 3 take away 3 is 0. Okay, and let's bring down the final 0. 35 into 280, let's see. Well, 9 times 9 here is going to be too high. I'm going to take away or subtract a group of 35 to get times 8. That's going to be double my 4 here. That's going to be 280. Oh, perfect. 35 times 8 is 280. So a lot of steps for us to work through, but once we make our equivalent expression, it's just a simple long division problem. So both of these expressions here will give me a quotient of 198. Okay, how did you go? It's time for you to start your own work. Please make sure you've watched these videos before you call me and try things for yourself.